Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon out here in Yalobusha County. I know this isn't a typical broadcast time, but we wanted to at least devote a few extra minutes to kind of some of the recovery efforts going on here in Yalobusha County. We're at the multi-purpose building just on kind of the north side of the Coffeyville area where it's been staged as a Red Cross shelter for the last few days here and continuing to be a hub for folks that need assistance going through what is unfortunately protracted period here after the ice storm where there still remain some significant impacts. With me is Stuart Spence. We're going to talk to some other folks here with the Yalobusha County Emergency Management. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. You know, I mean, you've been down here nonstop.
Yes.
More than a week now. Yeah. What is the mood from folks coming in? Is it still okay?
It's still okay since the supplies will start rolling in, so they're a little bit more happier. The worst thing is irritated about no power.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got supplies coming, we got water coming in, we got propane coming in. We're feeding about 700 to 800 people for 2 times a day.
I mean, you have to be a pretty good restaurant to be able to pull that off. And the fact that you guys are doing that in here for so many folks, that's impressive.
Yes.
And it speaks to the need that still exists.
It is. We've just found out recently that Tallahatchie County needed supplies. We had supplies. We donated some of our supplies to them. Since we've got a steady stream coming in, there's no sense of us hoarding it, so we gave them some till they get theirs coming in, just helping out our neighbors on the county.
So excited to hear. And that's one thing, one of the things that feel good about what's going on is just how effective everyone has been about, trying to help one another out. And you've got a lot of volunteers down here still, have for like last week.
Yes, sir. We've got more than enough volunteers. We've had to turn volunteers away. We've had grateful for the United Cajun Navy that have come help us secure supplies, get supplies. We've had about 3,000 pounds of chicken donated. This is the second day we've started cooking chicken, but we have probably another third day of chicken. So donations are pouring in for food from local people and just donations for citizens in the county just to get the food and make sure everybody's got something to eat.
Okay, so let's look at this for a second here. I'm going to bring you over here. They are cooking up chicken here. And okay, so let me ask you this question. For someone who might be, struggling at home and might feel too proud, I mean, is there a threshold? Don't come in this scenario here. I mean, if you're lacking power, if you're lacking resources, that's what this is for.
Yes, anybody in the county that needs something, food, whatever, to get out here, come to the multi-purpose building. We got more than stuff to feed you. We have showers outside for anybody that needs showers. If you can't get out your drive, you can always post on either Yalobusha County Emergency Management website or on Facebook or the Yalobusha County Sheriff's Department. And we're taking those addresses down, we're writing them down, and we will deliver stuff to you.
It did seem like most of the roads that I drove, and I did not drive every road in this county, not even kind of, but they were passable at this point. I think that's a fair way to describe most roads.
Just about all roads in the county are at least one trail, one car passable. For far as trees. Now, what trees are still in the roads, most of them have power lines in them, so until the power company gets the trees out of the lines, we're not touching those. But other than that, probably going to move into next week, start actually getting more debris off the roads.
It's just so hard to do. Are you past the triage phase of this, for lack of a better way to put it, where you're just trying to put Band-Aids on things to make it at least livable?
Yes, we've got all water associations in the county. They either have shore power or generator power. So if you don't have water in your county, give them time. They got to build the pressure back up to get the water back to your houses. But every water association in the county has power for their water pumps.
That's great to hear, because again, for the first few days, that was a struggle, not just here, but that was a struggle absolutely everywhere, to get those and get generators and everything for them as well. Okay, so you referenced the fact that you have had a lot of different stakeholders come into play to try to help out. This is an effort, though, that is going to, I mean, there's the supply chains in place to do this for probably weeks still ahead. Is that fair to say?
I'll be expecting at least another week, possibly 2 weeks of supplies coming in to give out to the people in the cities in the county.
So, I mean, the expectation is that, we talked last week, and I've quoted it off air to a bunch of folks, that you were still thinking even as of last Friday, you could be dealing with at least 2, maybe 3 weeks for some very outlying areas on power outages. Do you think that still seems like a reasonable timeline based on that point, so from this point, it'd be somewhere around another 2 weeks or so for some spots.
That is a good possibility. I think as far as out of, I think it's 8,000 people that's on Tallahatchie Valley. Out of those 8,000, almost a third to close, no, 50% of the county really has no power still.
Man.
And we're in what, a week in it?
Yeah.
So
Well,
we're
I
looking-
mean, I started falling what, Friday night?
Yeah.
I mean, so I mean, we're 10, 11 days into it. It's incredible that this has been rough. So when people come in here, you know, and this location also is a Red Cross shelter for folks that for one reason or another are not able to stay at their home at this point in time, whether it's just trees that have fallen into it. You know, have you had a lot of folks utilizing that?
Here in Caulfield, we've had about 5 or 6 on average. Oakland, we have another shelter open in Oakland at the Senior Citizen Center. They're average about 15 to 20 people a night.
That's a lot.
Yes, it is. Oakland's population is about maybe 400. So, given that many people, yes, that's a lot.
That really is. I mean, that's a very significant amount. Wow. So, based on kind of what you've heard, where are some of the hardest hit areas? Because I think everyone feels your power's out. You feel like you're in one of the hardest hit areas, but you have had lots of reports back. You know, where have you kind of heard that is the case?
The most devastated part in this county would be Oakland, Mississippi. Other than that, the north half of the county we got the worst damage of the whole county.
Okay, and I've yet to make it up that direction. I'm going to try to get up there at 6 o'clock tonight. So we kind of reference, you know, there's a lot of supplies here, a lot of water. You had propane the other day, and I know that was kind of a big deal. We're hoping to possibly get that back for some folks, because obviously folks that don't have electric heat, that's at least one option there for cooking and some other things as well.
That's correct. We're expecting hopefully another shipment of propane tanks tomorrow. So hopefully we can get that shipment in to help out. So if you need propane, this is a exchange. You bring a bottle, you exchange it. We're giving one propane tank per household.
Okay, so you at least have something so you can cook food, and
Yes.
I mean that's not going to heat your whole house, but it might be enough for a small area, I suppose, as long as it's well ventilated.
That is correct. Yes.
So okay, so you mentioned this county supervisors here, you know, in some cases helping to cook. You know, obviously they've been helpful to try to, you know, speed this process along, and I'm sure there's folks in the comments that will tell you that it's too slow. And listen, as a person who has power at my house, and I don't know about you, you know, it's every day is 3 to 4 days when you don't have power. You know, the supervisors, you know, trying to help speed that process.
Yes, they are. Yes, sir.
Did we want to go ahead and try to talk one of them a minute ago? There was one that we'd wanted to talk to that's been one of the hard workers here you'd mentioned.
Well,
They have disappeared. That's what happens.
you know what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Camera, they leave.
I don't know. It depends on the politician. Sometimes you say camera and they stay.
Yes, right.
So anything else you want to kind of pass along to just kind of let folks know what they can expect here? Again, we're at the multipurpose center here in Coffeyville, which has been converted into a Red Cross site, which you guys had as a shelter before that was officially in place. You know, anything else you want to pass along?
Just monitor the sheriff department and the local Yalobusha County Emergency Management website on Facebook. We're still getting supplies, and we're going to keep on getting supplies in until we see a need that we don't need anymore. But we're probably looking at least another week getting supplies in to pass out to communities.
Okay. So again, a multi-purpose center. One of the other things I haven't mentioned, they do have hot showers here out in front. I'm assuming those are hot based on the same, look like the same ones we've had a few other spots. Have a lot of people been utilizing that?
Yes, we've had quite a few today. They have, I think they opened up officially yesterday at lunch. So we have people using those every day. We also have some people donating firewood. We do have limited amounts of firewood outside.
Okay, some seasoned dry firewood. So it's because there's plenty of firewood, unfortunately, laying down. Not the kind you can burn, though.
That is correct. Can't burn pine.
Can't burn pine, and can't burn it when it's wet like this. Okay. Yeah, I'm here again, Stuart Spence, emergency manager in Yalobusha County. Anything else you want to add?
That's about it.
Okay. I appreciate you talking with us, and if there's anything we can do to continue to get the word out, you just let me know. All right.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Okay, so again, we're at the multipurpose building here in Yalobusha County, and just to kind of recap things before we send you back to regular programming, they do have food here. I think he mentioned the hundreds of pounds in food, in particular in chicken that they are cooking up. So if you are in need of not just a meal, but but a warm cooked meal here in Yalobusha County, they do have that for you. They've been feeding folks like that, and we expect that they'll be doing that for the next few days here. There are, obviously so many different layers that go into a disaster like this. One of those, of course, being the immediate power needs, which obviously is a huge factor with still a large portion here in Yalobusha County without power. But also, again, so many folks, and I know I'm talking, preaching to the choir for folks that live this, do live paycheck to paycheck. And with lack of power, a number of businesses out of power, that means people not making money. And so if you are one of those folks that does need food and does need some assistance, they have, there's a number of supplies here at the multipurpose building here in Yalobusha County that the officials are asking you to, utilize. That's why it's here. United Cajun Navy. I talked to a person with that organization a few minutes ago, talking about about them, and the heat rivals all across the country for different disasters all across really this part of the world. Mentioning they plan to be here for what looks probably like weeks as these recovery efforts do continue. Our next live broadcast will be coming up at 5 p.m. tonight. I'll be here in Yalobusha County at that point in time. We'll be up in Water Valley by 6 p.m. talking to the folks up there in Water Valley about the recovery efforts that they are seeing in that city there. You can, of course, check us out there. And live on the app here in the Room to Room Weather Center, our meteorologist Gabe Maynor will be tracking the very latest on what is another cold night, some foggy conditions out there as we have helped work to melt some of the leftover sleet and ice and stuff. I did not see much of that here in Yalobusha County. Obviously, though, I still did see a lot of other trees down, things of that nature as well. But reporting live here from Yalobusha County, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon. We'll go ahead and send you back here to the regular 24-hour channel. And coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll have at least another update here from the multipurpose building in the Coffeyville area in Yalobusha County and your full forecast. We'll see you then.
Game day brings its ups and downs, celebration and disappointment, anxiety and relief, friends and enemies. You can always argue over who should have won, but everyone can agree on great food. Appetizers, entrees, drinks, party platters, or even the taste of sweet victory. There's something for every season at Eat With Us restaurants.